Hi guys, I'm Shmee, hello and welcome back to the channel. It's a very early start today. It's just gone 6 a.m, which I have to be honest, is not a time I'm normally up for. But today we are heading down to Goodwood Breakfast Club Supercar Sunday, taking 4 of the Shmeemobiles together. So we're going for the drive down with the Ford GT, the 675 LT Spider, the STO, and we're going to be taking the SF90 as well. 4 of the Shmeemobile supercars for what is set to be a pretty extraordinary event. The number of epic cars that are going to be down there at Goodwood today, at the Goodwood Motor Circuit, is set to be out of this world. And you might remember, in fact, it's actually where I took delivery of the Ford GT. So we'll get to which I'm going to be driving down in a moment. When we get there, expect hypercars galore. I think we're probably going to see 10, 20, maybe even more hypercars at today's event. And then later on, we're going to do a bit of a parade lap with the 4 cars to do some photo shoots on the motor circuit. I cannot wait for today. We've got a few things to gear up and get set. Then we're going to be convoying down to Goodwood. Hopefully the weather's going to be staying on side. It might be an early start, but this is going to be mega. This means everything over on this side of the Shmuseum is going to be staying put for the time being. And it's a very grey line between what's a sports car and what's a supercar. Different people have different definitions, but we're not going to be taking today the likes of the GTC Lusso, the Vantage GT8, which has been to Supercar Sunday before, the C63 Black Series, or the GTR Roadster. But I will perhaps surprise you by my choice of which car I am going to be driving today myself. Now, we have a couple of absentees. Excitingly, the GT Black Series is going to be back in about 2 weeks from its trip to Dubai. I cannot wait for that to return. The SLS Black Series, I know we're overdue an update to explain why it's been away for quite so long. We'll have that in the near future and the extensive work that's being done with it. And then as a bit of a surprise, the Senna is absent at the moment for reasons out of my control. I took it for a test run 2 days ago just to make sure everything was ready for today. Unfortunately, there was a small issue and I didn't feel comfortable with taking it, so we left it at the dealership to have that looked at rather than risking it when it's a car like that. But what, as I said, might surprise you is my choice. So I've recently spent a lot of time in both the SF90 and also in the STO. You might have thought, therefore, that I'd take the Ford GT, but actually I'm going to be taking this to an event in about a week or so. That's the current plan, so stay tuned for a video to come driving this. So today's choice, therefore, is to drive the car that I've owned for the longest, the McLaren 675 LT Spider, still one of my absolute favourites in the collection, and it means from driving this, I can have a wonderful view of the STO, the SF90 and the GT out on the road when we're making our way down to Goodwood, and maybe we'll swap around a little bit when we're doing the photo shoots later on, but I'm looking forward to getting some more miles under my belt, about 17,500 miles on this in total so far. So we need to get all the cars loaded up. Everybody should be here in a moment, and it'll be time to fire them all up, get them out, need to unplug the SF90, all of that stuff, and get on the road down to Goodwood. Well, this is pretty cool. We've got all of the cars out, so the STO alongside as we come up to some trucks at the moment, the SF90 just in front of that, and at the moment I've got the Ford GT in my mirrors, which is really kind of cool, I'm not gonna lie. This is an M25 takeover. This is the GT is just coming past. Wait for it, wait for it. The GT is so immensely cool on the road. Every time I see that car being driven from another car, it's just mind-blowingly cool. And then we have that view in front of us with everyone. This is epic. What a start to the day. If you didn't have a clue that Goodwood was going on today and you saw this little entourage on the motorway, I think you'd be relatively, well, probably confused. But I know if it was me, I'd be looking at this like, oh my gosh, that is epic. And here we are on our way to the Goodwood Motor Circuit, a place steeped in history in the motorsports world with a series of cars that all link to motorsports. The STO, the Super Trofeo Omologato, the road homologation. The Ford GT is, of course, the Ford GT Le Mans race car. This car, the 675 LT, the long tail, linking back to the McLaren F1 GTR long tail, and even the SF90, while it might be the Stradale, the SF90 celebrates Scuderia Ferrari's 90th anniversary. This is motorsports heading to a motorsports venue. At the moment, obviously taking it super chill. So we've got a couple of hours for the drive. I'm sure we'll have a checkpoint along the way. It won't all be motorway cruising as it is at the moment. We will get to some slightly more interesting lanes as we start approaching Goodwood. But this view up ahead, this is so phenomenally cool. This is just out of this world, like speechless. Epic. This is really fun. God, the way that picks up is just insane. The SF90 is so fast, as I discovered yesterday on my run out to Chelsea Walsh with it. And honestly, seeing it on the road, because the way home from Chelsea Walsh was the first time I'd seen that car from outside. It has so much presence. And look at how the opening works behind the Ferrari logo, under that rear wing. I love that car. It's so cool. The Ford GT is so mega. That thing on the road. It's actually a little bit quieter than it used to be though, I've got to confess. It now has a European exhaust on it. It did obviously used to have my US exhaust, but I've had to go back to a European one with some issues it was having. The STO. Wow. Wow. This is unreal. It's absolutely unreal. We've got some 911s in our mists. Carrera 4S looking very nice in the yellow. I suspect these guys are heading where we're heading, including, is this a GT3? Yeah, this is a 991. Got 2 GT3. Looking wonderful in the yellow. As we make our way onwards towards Goodwood. This is what you get with an event like this. Everybody is heading to the same destination. Just a swarm of cars, and it will only get better as we get closer. Get even better. Just more and more cars everywhere. I've got the Ford GT now hanging alongside me, and I'm going to brake for a moment just so we can get it alongside, because every opportunity to look at that thing. This is fun. This is so fun with all of the cars. Just cruising, STO over my shoulder. If I slow down, will it come past? Yes, the snap out of this. Into the tunnel we go, which means drop some gears, drop the rear window. Oh wow. This car is ridiculous. Do we have the STOs somewhere? Not bad. Gotta love a tunnel. There aren't many 70-mile-per-hour tunnels where you can actually have a whole lot of fun, even if they're average speed controlled at 70 miles an hour. A car like this is popping and banging like wild. Not too far to go though. We're gonna have one checkpoint, I think, before we make it to Goodwood. We've stopped for a quick checkpoint. All of the cars parked up here just for the moment, but one small little problem, and this is why all of my cars go to Topaz and get PPF. Paint protection film is a lifesaver. Here, that's something that flicked up on the motorway earlier. It looks like it's just the, PPF film with some glue residue underneath. So that will just be a new bumper. If it wasn't paint protected, probably now, the front end of this, certainly the bumper, probably the wings and maybe the bonnet covers as well, would have to go back to the US to be painted because of the type of paint that they use. So, long story short, paint protection film saves the day. It will leave some glue residue, which can be cleaned off, get that replaced. But we'll have to head back to Topaz to get that sorted at some point. That's certainly going to be on the agenda. Anyway, it happens, part of taking cars for a drive. It was actually when this was up at the front, so not thanks to the others. But let us continue in a minute, go from here, not too far, until we're at the event. Time to go. STO, GT, SF90, and off we go. Out onto the road. Now this is a fantastic bit of road, meandering through the trees, in a line of cars, all headed to the same direction. We've got some Porsches behind us, we've got plenty more, I think, up ahead. following the GT, something I don't often get to do, but you can see straight through underneath those flying buttresses. Wing up at the moment. Just enjoying the English countryside. A couple of days of some fantastic drives. This is one of the best parts about driving in this country, just the cruise like this. Empty roads early in the morning. The snaps out of the 675, and this, to be honest, is where it completely excels. But look at that line. The colours as well. The blue, the magenta, the red, and the purple of this little quad of Shmeemobiles as we arrive back into the traffic, but still. This is completely dreamy as a start to the day. And yeah, we're about 15 minutes away now, and then it's going to be chaotic. I've heard there are some pretty cool cars there. I mean, this is really, back in the days I used to call it the world's greatest supercar traffic jam because of the number of epic cars queuing at the entrance to Goodwood Motor Circuit. But today we're rolling with this little group. This is the entrance to the Goodwood Motor Circuit, where we're going to be coming back to in a moment. But before we get there, we actually need to go all the way down and come all the way back again, which is going to be kind of fun. Is that a 360 CS? Not sure if you can spot that, but coming towards us after the pedestrian crossing is a Challenge Stradale. So we've got a reserved parking area very kindly, thanks to the team here at Goodwood, just kind of inside there. But to get there is a loop, which, like I say, is probably going to take us past a moderately hilarious supercar traffic jam to actually get that far. Oh, nice. Really nice. Challenge Stradale, 812 Superfast, C7 Corvette. Oh, that's really nice. That dark green, that's lovely. What else do we have? Is that a 16M or a 430? 16M? Oh, wow, wow, wow. 675, 8C, really nice. Vanquish. There's a Taycan. Oh, this is awesome. Jag XK, 355 Spider, .2 GT3, Testarossa, another 8C, another Alpha 8C. Okay, that was a cool little line of cars. Oh, 997, GT3 RS, R35. Okay, this is like super cool. You don't know what's going to come around the next corner. This is non-stop supercars. And then, oh, TVR, Speciale, like just name the supercars. We've got another SF90 there, another 355. Oh, loving this, absolutely loving this. What's up ahead? What's that? Is that a 720S? Oh, that was really cool. F12 TDF. Is that blue electrico? That's the same color as on my SF90. That's lovely. Very nice. Very, very nice. Really cool. That is the same color. As we come back to join our little gathering, I hope the guys in front are going to be able to work out where to go. Kind of learning it as we go here. But yeah, head round and go in and join the chaos. Here we are. It's looking busy. A couple of cars are leaving already. It's a pretty early start the way these events happen. We're going to pull in through here and then try and work out how the parking's going to be. Yeah. What else do we have? We've got the red red Huracan. This is kind of crazy. NSX, Speciale. Wow. We have a nice little area for parking in here. So we'll hop out and get everything lined up neatly and take it from there. On the tarmac here at the motor circuit, it is so busy. The start line is behind us, which is actually where I took delivery of the Ford GT originally. Down there are plenty more cars. This part of the track has a few standout things to come and have a look at. So you can see the bright colours of all the Skittles. We've got a rather nice Ferrari 430 16M, one of the 499, sorry, of those that they made. McLaren 600 LT. If we keep trying to kind of squeeze through here, you get a point for how busy it is. We have our first hypercar of the day, drawing quite a crowd as well. But just here is a rather lovely McLaren Speedtail. I think this one's actually come from the factory, but the volcano orange with the contour paint. You can see how the paint gets darker towards the intakes. You've got the bright orange accents against it as well, but McLaren's 3-seat hybrid 1000 horsepower follow-up, you could say, to the F1, which is very nice. If we keep trying to squeeze through, in fact, to the other side here, we've got a standing out blue Maserati MC20. Second one I've now seen in the UK. Not a whole lot of them around, but obviously deliveries have started quite thick and fast. I mean, we could try and call out every car here, but we've got R8, 12C, 12C. We've got a 360 Spider, but you get the point. Down the start line, it's just supercar after supercar after supercar. There must be 500 cars here, or something like that in total. Some really nice standout stuff. Got a nice Turbo S just there. Lovely Rosso over Crema, 430 Spider, AMG GTR. Pair of AMG GTRs, solar beam yellow, looking very nice. Some Porsches of all different varieties. Porsches, Lamborghinis, you know, actually is that the original Gallardo over that side? Lots of McLarens, lots of R8s. You kind of get the point. This is fairly chaotic, but it's what it's all about. Like just seeing so many different cars. We're going, I think, hypercar hunting though, to see what we can find. Got a nice DBS just through there, and try and meander through the crowds as best as we can. Come have a look at the back of the Speedtail. I hadn't noticed before, but this is actually a complete paint fade from the bright orange at the front to the red towards the rear. That's actually a pretty good example of what MSO can do with this, and you can tell quite how busy it is. It's really hard to be able to get to see all that much right now. Coming through the crowd here is my friend with the Koenigsegg Agera RS Naraya that I filmed a few times with in the past. I've even been on board before. Looks amazing. Hopefully we'll see this again soon, to be honest. The madness.
Nice to see you.
See you later. Oh, goodness me. One of the 25 Agera RSs. Belongs to Passon. Post lots of pics of that and the Zonda things on Instagram and the likes. Really nice. Anyway, hypercar number 2 and a massive crowd, which means we can't see a lot of what else is here. There's an Aeromax 720S Spider, there's an NSX. Yeah, we're not going to be seeing an awful lot of that right now. We're just going to take a look at what we can find. The likes of the Viper, GT8, loads of GT8s here. GT8 Club is super active. I would have loved to have brought mine, but didn't today. We've got 600 LT. That's an interesting paint colour, actually. We've got a Murcielago, original Mercy, pre-facelift on an LP640. Nice plate on that 720S Spider. Just there, if we come on through, what do we have? Ferrari Roma. Definitely think the Roma is a fabulous car. We've got the Alfa 8C, we've got that SF90. I think that's probably the line of cars we actually saw earlier. Pretty rare car after that. If we come squeezing through the crowd, we've got a Jaguar Project 8 from their special vehicles division. Project 8, why did I say Project 8? Project 7, excuse me. Project 8 is the Jag XE. Project 7 is based on the F-Type. Factual mistake in my distraction at what else is in the line. We've got the Huracan Beyond, and I don't even know what's down in the crowd yet. This feels like it's a bit of a Ferrari paddock, to be completely honest. We're surrounded by Ferraris. Oh, 1 second. Firstly, Pista Pilotti. Secondly, we know that car. That's cool.
It's your old car.
It is my old car. Lovely. What phenomenal timing to see the car just before the owner is departing with it. Doesn't that look super nice? Good plate for it as well. Love that. Honestly, I've said it many times, one of the best looking McLarens ever, the LT Coupe. Many fond memories. That was my first ever new supercar. The first time I ever spec'd a new supercar was that car. The details still look incredible, and it was sandwiched here between a 959 and the Pista Pilotti, which is pretty cool. And also, by the way, behind us is another blue Electrico 488 SF90. My brain has gone to complete jelly today. SF90 with the Assetto Fiorano is the words I was looking for, which obviously has the painted livery. This is the demo from HR Owen, so I've seen this car before. Obviously the Assetto Fiorano changes the dampers, makes it a little bit stiffer, more of a track car, different kind of proposition. But again, more R8s, 355s, 720s. This is kind of like all the supercars of the UK coming together into one place. Spot a Speciale over there. Yeah, just trying to take in all the details and see what we can see, really. And clearly, oh, is that an SV? No, I think that's probably a 640 or a Mercy with a kit on it, perhaps, not sure. You can tell I didn't sleep very much last night by getting confused over cars. This is a bit of a Shmee spec. This 812 GTS, I think it might even be Blue Le Mans, which is the color of my FF. It's also got the lovely painted shields. It's got the Koyo interior, some blue pinstripes and stitching and embroideries in there. And crucially, it's got silver wheels, which looks so, so, so nice. That is a stunning car. That if it's not Blue Le Mans, I need to know what color it is because it's really, really spot on. That is Well Mad. Yes, cheesy joke, Murcielago SV LP670-4, I think. It's got a little snorkel over the top as well. Manual, so it's not an SV. It's a normal Merc 0640 with a kit. Spot the details. There are only, I think, 6 manual SVs in total in the world. None of them are UK cars, right-hand drive. So that's not one. There's also a 765 LT Spider there. It just goes on and on and on. Look at this. It's just like every car is a supercar. I mean, as you'd expect on a day like today, everywhere you look. This is a pretty special area we're about to visit. We've got Zach's Garage's Pista. We've got another SF90 Assetto Fiorano. Over this way, we have, through the crowd, if you can just about make it out, a Diablo and a Jaguar XJ220. But wait until you see what we've got over here in this lineup. This is actually a really unusual car, the Bristol Fighter V10, gull-wing doors. I don't know how many they made, but it's not a whole lot of them. Next, we have the Lexus LFA, one of 500. I speak about them often. Very appropriate plate for the car. Again, super rare. Another car I really like, the Ford GT 2005. One day I can see picking one of these up for the collection. Dark blue, white stripes. Super, super nice. Totally different to the new GT, of course. 675 LT Spider. This is like limited edition kind of collector car lane going on here. One of 500 officially. We've then got a Spiker C8, Dutch supercar. I drove one out at Iconic in Miami not all that long ago, the C8 Spider. AMG GTR Pro, one of 750 in the Magno Grey with the grey stripes. A Carrera GT, I think we can call these hyper, especially with the way values have gone these days. Carrera GT, super, super special. We've got a Honda NSX just beyond that. If we squeeze around the corner here, another rather nice specification on an 812 GTS, the green, also with the Koyo interior. Next to that, if you can just about make it out, we've got another Carrera GT, and then we've got a bright orange Lamborghini Countach, but I want to kind of beeline through this crowd to squeeze our way through to what we've got up here, because the hypers well and truly continue with Zach's Garage's Koenigsegg Regera. Koenigsegg's Hyper Hybrid GT, one of 80. I've actually been lucky enough to drive this very car before, a similar spec to Naraya that we saw earlier, but a different colour blue carbon, and even a different gold, I think, as well for the wheels and the accents that it has around it. But super nice car. You can kind of see it in the segment almost with a Bugatti Chiron, that kind of effortless power with the hybrid system, loads and loads of power. And obviously attracting a lot of attention here as well, but an exciting car to have parked up right outside the pavilion here at the motor circuit. Good news and bad news. The bad news first is that it started raining, which is not so good for the cars or for the photos that we are planning to take. The good news is that we're going to take the cars around to the start line here at Goodwood, an epic place to be, and then hopefully get a couple of parade laps to do some photos afterwards. But let's see what the weather has in store for us. For the moment, all engines are running apart from the 675, so let's hop in, take it round, go and get all of these out and see where this goes, really. All right. Cold starts aplenty. Feels kind of wrong going the wrong way, but we'll make it work. Getting right towards the end of the event here, which is why, thanks to pre-arranging this with the team, they've kindly let us take the cars through. Just would have preferred if the weather was beautiful and sunny and lovely. Some things you can't control, hey? We are off and getting ready to roll around the Goodwood motor circuit. So we're missing the Ford GT at the moment, which I think is somewhere approaching. We've got NWVT photography hanging out of the BMW up ahead of us, and we're kind of ready to go. Well, this is always good fun. We've got the slow procession around the track to get the photos, but these will look bonkers. These will be really cool. These will work so well. This is fabulous. Obviously, the weather hasn't exactly helped with this. We've done a few laps with all of the cars, basically doing some photos, and we've now got two very different Ferraris beside one another. We have the rather lovely blue Potsy F12 TDF, one of the 799 TDFs with the Nart stripe. That's the same colour, of course, that I have on my GTC4 Lusso, but alongside the SF90. Now, obviously here, we've got an NAV12, we've got a hybrid V8, two very, very different products from Maranello, two very different designs, in fact, as well, but a really cool car. The owner of that's popped it along just for a couple of photos here as well, while we're just kind of chilling in the slightly miserable weather, having done some photos, lots of photos in fact, with Nick and WVT, which I know will be amazing, especially, I mean, considering the circumstances, there'll be a wonderful result. While we work out kind of what we do next. It's all got a lot quieter and kind of crazy to think there were so many people here not all that long ago. But hey, we're here on the start line, and I can't remember if I even mentioned, but when I took delivery of the Ford GT, that's now parked there, I actually took delivery of it, unloaded, kind of right here, and the first time I ever drove that car was going for a lap, literally driving a lap, before it even went for PPF. It was literally here, the first time I ever sat in it and drove it around, which is kind of fun. It's a very, 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 very significant place, and really cool to have been here with a couple of the cars, even if the weather has had other ideas for this afternoon. It's time for us to head on out as I carefully try not to hit an STO or a Ford GT. Not that the reversing camera does a great job when the weather's like this. In fact, the LT with its turning circle, I'd kind of forgotten. It's not all that helpful. I don't think that's full lock. Can I get around? Oh, maybe I can get around. Mission success. So yes, we're gonna head off now. It is the end of the day. So we will depart from this fabulous spot with all of the cars for a short little drive from here to go, I think, wrap things up at a nearby pub for some lunch, as you do here in the UK. So, what a day. Amazing to get the 4 cars on the road together. Amazing opportunity here at Goodwood. Huge thanks to the team for making this possible. But for now, it is time to roll on out from Supercar Sunday for 2022. So that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching as always, guys. I really appreciate your support, and I'll see you again very soon. Cheers.